All right, YouTube, you are with us first as always, and we are live for Cave Crew Radio, Season 4, Episode 8. Just give us a minute here to cue in the radio part of this, and we are good to go.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of the men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Tonight's broadcast of the Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gotta go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Singing, we can stop, get pancakes, and get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Craven, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball. It's a power play goal.
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Hey now, Walla Walla Bang Bang. It's Cave Crew Radio. Normal intro, normal guys here, normal show. My name is DK, and I am live from my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. It is great to be here for episode number 8 of season 4 of Cave Crew Radio. I think we have some fun stuff to do tonight. We're going to get to it all in just a little while. But let's go around the round table. I know he really likes this and gets geeked out about it. From Queens, New York. The greatest bass player in the world, the true king of Queens. Take her away.
I love that I have intro music. And I am Sir Big B live from Queens, New York. I love that I have intro music now. I feel special.
I apologize that it took me so long to come up with that.
See, but the bad thing is you don't have intro music because you start the show.
I get the shut up,
right?
All that shit. So it's all right. I'm happy. I'm good. Maybe we'll change things in 2018. You never know.
But I am very excited about my intro music, and yes, we have a lot to go through today.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit. We haven't. You missed the show because you were stuck on the damn train or whatever they were protesting or whatever the fuck they were doing.
Right.
And then we led into, of course, that major event we created.
That's right.
And now we're back. Like things catch up. There's a lot of shit we got to get to.
I know we were very preoccupied with our event, so everything was surrounding that. So there's lots of stories that came and went kind of in those few weeks that we weren't able to get to, but we do have some great stories tonight, including one of the major news stories that's happening now.
Yes, a fellow host, as we might say, a guy that, well, he's television, but
right.
And like I was saying to you before we came on air, I was going to let it go, but then things just got even weirder than C.K. Lewis whipping out his penis and
Yep.
and stranger than Ron Jeremy. And yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But let's go to our other cohort. Do you hear anything?
I think I hear the knock of a champion, maybe.
So this is your first appearance, I believe. Your first media appearance. You didn't gloat. You didn't do anything, Stu. Say good evening to everyone.
Good evening, everyone. This is Choo Choo Stu. It's London calling. Champion Choo Choo Stu, I should say. No, I don't like to gloat. I knew I was a champion before I went into that competition, and I came out of it as champion. So I don't want to rub it in. I don't want to rub it into the poor fellas, you know.
Now, before we get into this championship, Big B, before we went on air, you were asking Stu a question. Once again, the man of, I'm the man of the voices and all this stuff, but or names, I mean, but here's the man of a million rooms.
This is true.
He looks like he's in a Rembrandt photograph.
This is a room that we've never seen before through Choo Choo Stu, and I think I know more about Stu's house just through this show than I know about my own house. But yes. Where are you now, Stu? It looks like you're in a basement.
Yeah, well, we've recently done up the basement. When I say done it up, we threw up some paint and put a few old pictures up that we don't use anymore. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm down here in the basement. It's a bit chilly. It's a bit echoey. Should be out of harm's reach.
Your echo's not bad. You've got a good...
The echo's fine.
But my neighbour's Wi-Fi actually works really well here.
You can run a direct line to the basement.
Oh, my God.
Stu, what is that picture back there? Is that like a Jack the Ripper? What is that? Is that from that Guy Fawkes day or something? It's black and white with one little piece of red.
It's a bit of an artisan picture of a sort of French cafe or something like that, you know.
I will say
there's another. There's another one above it. You know?
I will say this about Stu being in the basement and stealing his neighbor's Wi-Fi. His video is much more clearer. It's much smoother than whatever room he was in upstairs. So stealing your neighbor's internet is working out well for you.
Do you think he's hardwired finally?
No, I don't. No, if he's stealing his neighbor's internet, he can't be hardwired. Unless he's running a line across the yards.
But the funny thing is, he keeps going on at me. We should actually share the Wi-Fi. And why pay for two?
We already do, fucker.
Unbeknownst to him.
Said, why should we pay for two? We should share it between us. And I said, well, I didn't say, but I can't get his Wi-Fi from over the other side of my house. It's quite bad, reception.
Did I ever tell you guys about the Serbian neighbor? I can't remember now because we've had so much shit going on. But we thought he was stealing not from me, but from the neighbor next door, because one night he was out with a flashlight and he was running this cable wire. And then the next day he was digging a trench through my lawn.
What?
We haven't spoke since. The guy used to give me Slivovitz and fucking vegetables all the time. But
do you think he was stealing your electricity or something?
Not mine. He like the smart thing to do would be to run a 3-foot cord and splice my internet. No, he went fucking down the block.
But why is he cutting a trench in your lawn?
I know what I'm doing if I go 10 doors down.
Why is he building a trench in your lawn though? If he's going the opposite way,
He was hiding. No, he went the same way as me, but like I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of the street, right?
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
and then he's like, I don't know. I was at work, but fucking, and there's this fucking brown line in my grass. It's so fucking obvious. Like, plant some sod if you're gonna destroy my property, you fuck.
God. Everybody, see, I feel left out because I don't have any crazy neighbor stories. I have like nice neighbors, and we don't have lawns because we're in the city. So we just have concrete. So there's nothing to be dug up. There's nothing to steal. Everybody's got their own internet, and it works fine. I feel left out now.
I've got a great
on the other side to me. I have 2 Russian prostitutes turn up masquerading as cleaners every Friday.
Do they stop at your house? Do they ring you?
But they're right a couple of sorts, and I've quite often thinking, fucking, I'm gonna have to get their number and get them to come around here and clean. But these 2 blonde, I don't know if they're Russian or Eastern European, but yeah, I've often fancied getting a cleaner in. Cleaners there?
Yes, but they're usually fat, and they look like they're shoppers from Walmart.
No, ours turn up in a BMW every Friday, around about 10 a.m.
I don't think they that kind of money. Like, I don't think. I think if you Googled like the top jobs in someone who would drive an Audi or a BMW or something like that, I don't think it would be a maid.
Right. But there's always at least 2 of them. Sometimes they bring an older bird with them as well. But yeah, it's quite interesting. I can,
wait, but is that a scam where they're like stealing from houses? If they're driving,
no, they've been going there for about a year, every Friday without fail.
But there's got to be stuff they're driving, BMWs and whatnot. I mean,
yeah. What does the old bag have to do with it? Is she like the pimp?
I don't know. I mean, they do empty a trash can like about 11 o'clock, and so they're doing something in there, but they don't really take any equipment in with them.
What's in the trash can? Used condoms and dirty needles? Like, what the fuck's going on?
It may be, but
dude, you got to give us an update too, because poor Big B, you can't miss a week. Big B, Stu has the OCDC or whatever it's called neighbor. What's going on with the guy who continually moves his car up and down?
It's gone. It's vanished. It's totally gone now.
Just went missing.
It's missing. But the latest thing in my street is litter picking.
Well, yeah, but that's something you've been doing forever.
No, they litter pick every.
Yeah, but so do you.
Every Sunday, my neighbor.
Every week on the air, like the newest fad. You're like hipster, a fucking garbage picking.
No, but it's catching on. My next door neighbor goes out, right? Not the Indian guy, the Jewish guy. He goes out with like a litter picker trigger.
It's hot.
And he goes out and picks all the rubbish up. But they've got these special trigger things that pick up litter, so they ain't got to bend down. He takes a bag out with him, picks up all the litter. And then about 3 days later, his neighbour further down the street, he started doing it. And they all go out litter picking.
About a metal detector? What are you talking about?
No, I know what it is. It's a long tube or long piece of metal, and on one end is a trigger, just like a gun, and on the other end is a claw, right? So when you do the trigger, it does this, and it picks up trash or whatever. Like disabled people do that too, or somebody that's wheelchair bound and they pick stuff up.
It's good, but down our street, people walk along, can of whatever it is, Coke or something, and they just sling it on the floor. I happened to be looking out the window, and these guys were chatting in a car. And then they got out. This went over for about 5 minutes. They got out of the car and a load of like shit fell out of the car. And just as all the shit fell out of the car, I was looking out my top window and I went, "Oi, pick that up, mate." And just as I said it, my Indian neighbour was also, he was out the front already and I didn't see him like because he was at a different angle. And he said it at the same time, "Oi!" And this like there's these 3 black dudes in the vehicle, like, you know. And then the geezer's gone, "Oh, what's up, man?" I said, "No, like we like to keep our street tidy. Just pick up your shit, like, you know."
Now, are you yelling at him through the window on the top floor?
Yeah, no, I open the window, like, you know.
So you're swinging open the shutters like fucking Peter Pan, and
yeah. But we get a lot of like. How about this? I had the local council sitting outside of the van eating their lunch about midday, and I was up at the top window again, right? And he's eating fish and chips or whatever he's eating, and on the side of his van, he's got the name of my borough and keeping the borough tidy or whatever, keeping the borough clean. Mm-hmm. And the fucking geezer, he's wrapped up all his paper from his fish and chips and lobbed it out the window.
So the clean supervisor, council of what?
Yeah. Well, it's the local borough. The local council.
England.
So,
well, Stu sounds like an old Italian
I've gone out there.
mother.
I've gone out there. I had already taken a photo of him. But then when he threw the rubbish out, I went out to him, right? And I had the phone up like that. I wasn't videoing it, but it looked like I was videoing. I just held the phone up. I went
from the top window with your shutters.
I said, yeah. No, I walked out to him and I said to him, "Good day to you, gents." I said, "Isn't it ironic you're keeping the borough clean and you throw your shit on the floor?" And he went, "Oh." And then I just said to him, "Look, clean it up, lads." And I walked back and then he got out of the van and picked all his shit up.
So this is better than the allotment, Big B. Because we're heading into winter now. We need with the allotments like dead.
Right.
Now we got the council of the borough.
Now we get to hear the sanitation update of Stu's block. And like I was saying, he's becoming an old Italian Brooklyn mom. They would, you know, back in the day, they would look out the window all day long, and if something was going on, they just scream out there, you know, "Pick that up, stop fighting, do this, do, you know, whatever." You know, the Brooklyn moms would line the streets, staring out their windows, making sure everything was okay. Stu has become I'm just going to call Stu Maria now.
I do look at it. I do look out the window.
For you,
quite often.
In my borough, I'm going to call of the council.
When I get up in the morning, I spend like 20 minutes looking out the window. I go and make a cup of tea and I go back up to my room.
The shutters open in the.
I mean, my routine, if all the kids are at school and the wife's at work, I'll get up, make a cup of tea, look out the window.
Wait, it's too early to tell your morning routine.
I mean, if a hot girl walks by, I do come in because I don't want to look like I'm a fucking pervert. You know what I mean? But funny enough, the other day, right? Now I was at these traffic lights about a mile from my house, and I saw this woman that used to look after my kids, right? And
a babysitter in an Audi,
right? And I lower my window. She's standing at the bus stop, and I went, "Do you want to get in?" And I'm sort of mouthing it to her. She can't hear me. I said, "Jump in." You know, like, do you know, like if you're trying to give someone a lift, like, yeah. And she went
like a fucking creep.
And she's her English isn't brilliant anyway. You know, she's Colombian.
Neither is yours, by the way.
But I said, "Come in." And I think I was wearing this hat at the time, and I've got a bit more of a beard or something like that. And she went, "No." And then And then I sort of like, I must have lifted my hat off saying, I'll give you a lift home. And she went, oh, I didn't know it was you. It's like I'm trying to pick up some kind of
look out my up window.
That's how like cold case files begin. 12 years ago, some man rolled down the window and asked him to get in the car, and she was never seen again.
You know,
but the funny thing was, right, about an hour later, I decided to walk back down to the shops, and I walked out the road, and that same woman's daughter was walking towards me, and now she's got headphones on, and the girl was 17. And
sounds like
I went
song.
As we walked towards each other, I went, hi. Hi.
Hello, I'm your daddy.
And she just gave me the biggest blank ever. Like she just like started walking very quickly.
Oh fuck, I would too.
We gotta get Stu a GoPro so we can strap it on his head or whatever, or wear it as a necklace around his chest, just so we can see a day in the life of Stu.
But the girl's mother, she must have thought I was like curb crawling or so. I'm sure guys do that. Do you want a lift, love? I'll take you home.
What the fuck is curb crawling, Maria?
Well, you know, do you not have curb crawlers over there?
What is it?
I have no idea what it fucking is. I wouldn't have asked you.
A curb crawler is someone that's looking for prostitutes. They go slowly along the side of the road.
We call them John.
They drive along.
Yeah, we call them John Stu, but they're only in a certain area. They're not like just going down every street in the neighborhood. They're in certain areas where you would go, and and the prostitutes here will just go up to the car.
Yeah, well, what do you do? Like lie down at the side of the road beside the curb and then like stick your head up? Hey, I need 20 pence.
No, you literally just crawl along the curb like. Well, not literally, but you crawl along the curb in your car. Oh, have the window wound down. That's what I've heard anyway. And if there's a woman there, you undo the window and just say, how much is it to spank my bottom? Or whatever it is, you know what I mean?
Grease the piggy.
Oh, my God. Is this what you were doing when you were first on the show and you were being a creep under the bridge in your car?
I wasn't crawling. I was parked up. I wasn't crawling.
You lost your underwear in Nottingham Forest.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I just want to say hi. The chat room's starting to fill up. The Court of Urine Stench Ellie will be coming up in about half an hour time. Before we go to a quick break, though, speaking of all this pornography and all this other shit we got going on, Matt Lowry, can I have like I need some like news music here. That camera's frozen up, so fuck that thing. Here we go. All right, guys. I was seriously gonna let this go. Mm-hmm. After what's his name, C.K. Lewis whipping his cock out and wanking in front of all the girls and all the other shit that's been going on. Matt Lowry was fired from the Today Show yesterday. And I saw really no reason to sensationalize it in any way until I read this headline, guys. This is what captivated me. Matt Lowry reportedly had a secret button to lock his office door. Big B, I know you want to speak on this because I think the Today Show studios are very close to you.
Well, yeah, all the morning shows emanate from New York, right? So Today and Good Morning America, CBS This Morning, whatever, they're all here in New York. So, this is huge news here in the city, and local news, is covering all of it. It turns out Matt Lauer is really a fucking creep. He was handing out like dildos for Christmas presents, and fucking he's got his button to lock his office. So chicks can't get out. He pulled down his pants and showed his dick. You know, it's and like during the Sochi Olympics, he was like grabbing ass and telling chicks to bend over and everything.
Elaborate on this. The Sochi Olympics. I haven't heard about this yet.
Well, that's where it started. The initial allegation against him from the accuser, the first one was that he engaged in inappropriate behavior during the Sochi Olympics when they were, I don't know where Sochi is, but wherever they were covering the Olympic Games.
Korea or something like that.
What is it?
Isn't it in Korea? I don't know.
I have no idea. It's where Sochi is, wherever. But he was engaging in inappropriate behavior then, and that was the original. That was the original allegation that was brought to NBC, which led to his firing. Since then, all this other stuff is coming out that he had his secret button and all of this stuff. I find it funny that for company Christmas parties, he was handing out dildos.
Where did you hear this? I didn't hear any of this.
Oh, it's one of the stories that's going around. I forget where I read it, but it was like Secret Santa type stuff, and people would open it and be a fucking dildo.
I wonder. So what's the problem with all that, really?
No, wait a minute. Have you ever played Secret Santa before? Because usually what happens is like, say Big B gets a gift. And then my name comes next. If I like Big B's gift better, I can trade up.
No, that's not Secret Santa. That's White Elephant.
Look, talking about Secret Santa, my wife came home from work tonight, and she has been chosen to give a gift to a doctor who is a cross dresser.
What?
He's a gay cross dresser, and he likes ball. This is truth. It's a gay cross dresser, and he likes ballroom dancing. He's a gay cross dresser and likes ballroom dancing. My wife said, "What shall I get him?" And I said, "Well, just get him a box of chocolates." To be honest,
like chocolates. Box of chocolates, I guess. But
that's the honest truth.
Get him some elegant high heel strappy shoes that he could dance his fucking hairy ass in a dress in. I have to go to Stu's neighborhood.
Wait, before we go back to that, Big B, I want to know about this fucking secret button. What was he doing? I mean, Matt Lauer or Lowry or whatever the fuck his name was. He was 20 years. He covered some of the most major events in American political history.
Yep.
And now we're finding out he's like, get smart. He's like, what the fuck did the button do? Like he got some intern in there. George, what's his name? George W.'s Jr.'s daughter is on that show.
Mm-hmm.
Did he ever get to see those ripe little grapefruits?
But what? Wouldn't you have a little secret button, DK?
Well, I would assume that it's just an electronic lock, right? So in his office, he's got an electronic lock. So he's got a button to unlock the door when somebody comes in or whatever. Somebody knocks at the door. The button also locks the door. Hence, if some girl's in there and he wants to try to do something with them, he locks the door.
Yeah, I don't think he's locking. He's not locking them in. He's just locking people out.
No, no. The idea was
you're so innocent.
Disturbed in his office. He's actually locking them in.
Yeah.
I don't think he is. I think he thinks right. Right, the secretary. I don't even know who this fellow is, but right, secretary comes in and he thinks, look, whatever, blah blah blah, suck my dick or something like that.
Right.
It gets down to that, and if she agrees, he's got a little pedal, like a guitar pedal, under the desk, and he locks the door because he doesn't want to be interrupted.
A guitar pedal.
Yes, he's got a wah pedal right underneath.
Yeah, he's making $20 a year, and he can't afford a fucking decent button. He's pressing down on a fucking Marshall guitar pedal to close the door.
I would imagine so. It's probably got a whole, what do you call it? A board. It's got a whole pedal board. One's to close the blinds.
Right. So he brings the chicks in the office. He's got a guitar next to him. He's got his pedal board. Oh, you want to hear me play something? Click.
Yeah.
Now you're stuck.
I hit the distortion button. What happens now? Does the chair start to vibrate? Like what the is it like one of those old beds in a hotel where you put a quarter in?
Oh, well, he's got it automatically hooked up to his zipper. So he hits the fucking reverb button. The zipper comes down, so he can have easy access to it.
And does he start strumming? Does that like kind of play with it? Or what? I'm not following this, guys.
I don't know.
I can see it now. I can see the fella. Presses a pedal, locks the door. Another pedal. It's got a whole board there. Bit of romantic music.
So instead of opening up and a bar appearing behind him, he has like a mixer, and all this shit starts happening.
Listen, these girls are up for it.
The most boring.
When they enter that room, they know what they're up for. And it happens. I know it's happened over in the UK, and they complain about 20 years later. They complain 20 years later when they know they're going to get a few quid, a few dollars, or a few pounds, or whatever.
Okay, so here's my pedal board. Is this what you're picturing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
this is what Lowry has under his desk.
Yeah.
I mean, put this closer.
Yeah, and he does a bit of wah-wah. He sort of has...
Hold it up again. This is Big B's heavy metal pedal board.
This is my pedal board for my bass.
And you're saying Matt Lowry had this underneath his desk. And when exactly, Big B, did that meter start to rise?
Well, as soon as the blood started rushing to his dick, the meter started to rise.
Of course you do. I just got a special delivery. I got a kiss off cam. I was running out of beer here tonight. All right, listen, guys, that's enough of Matt Lowry. Coming up in the next half, we're going to have some very strange Christmas gifts. We are also going to. There's some things about Choo Choo Mania. I know we've been celebrating, and we're very happy that. We're very happy that Stu won, and it's a big event here. But there's just a few questions I have, so we're going to call in the court of urine, stench, Ellie in just a little bit. But let's take a break. You're listening to Cave Crew Radio right here on cavecrewradio.com. Heard every Thursday at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Cave Crew Radio. Also on 995 Sports Network, Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern, in the Mile High Radio Network, Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific. We'll be right back. I think.
Hey guys, you guessed it. It's Al the announcer here. So you like a good prank? Well, so do we. Let's try something. Send me a name and a number, and we will prank your friend, family member, enemy, old boss, or significant other. It's easy to email us. Email us at cavecrewradio@gmail.com. Just give us a name and a number. We'll do the rest. Remember, that's cavecrewradio@gmail.com. And let the fun begin.
Well, hello, ladies and the gentlemen, and cave dwellers in general. This is Choo Choo Stu, and I'm deep in the hallows of London, England. I want you lot to stop taking a piss and join the Cave Crew Radio Facebook, please. And while you're at it, look us up on the Twitter as well. It's not rocket science, it's actually quite easy. Just search Cave Crew Radio. Also, have you got a bit of spare change in your wallet or your bank? Because we could do with $5. It's easy on PayPal. Just go on to cavecrewradio.com and chuck some money in the tip jar. It helps keeping the dream alive, sockcuckers. So don't be silly and take the mic. cavecrewradio.com. Fuckers.
Hey guys, you guessed it, Al the announcer here. Got something to say to us? No problem. Give us a call on the Cave hotline and leave us a message. 209-315-5551. That's right, 209-315-5551. Cave Crew Radio. We want to hear from you.
Big shout out and thank you to Al the announcer for those 2 new little clips we got, guys. All right, before we get to the quarter urine stench alley, which I know everyone's hanging out and listening for, and again, a big wave and a hello to everybody out there listening to us. By the way, thanks to a special friend, we ran into some trouble, guys, with our regular server over there at TalkShoe, and we are now on Podbean as well. So you can catch us over there, and all the shows are up there, and they are working. All right, Christmas time is.
I don't know. Just sorry to interrupt there.
Beautiful music playing.
Turn some music off.
What do you want to add, Stu?
No, I was just going to say, have you logged into the chat tonight? Because it's getting rather fruity in the chat room.
It's great. I love it. And listen, you don't always have to interrupt a segment to tell me something so fucking trivial.
No, but I'm not. They're saying I don't think Choo Choo could get a hooker to bounce on his penis if he had one hand full of cash and the other full of coke.
Well, there you go. You're not as popular as you think you are, but we're gonna deal with that in about 20 minutes. I wanted to draw your guys' attention because it is the holiday season. I mean, Big B just had a recent Thanksgiving. Those of you that are in the States, and now it's time to start. You know, Cyber Monday, Black Friday, all that shit came up. I wanted to pull up and thank you to all the our friends at Cave Crew Radio on Facebook that sent us a few really cool things. Did you guys see this butt plug bath bomb? It's an adults only novelty. What I really like about this, it's only $6.31, folks. It's a handmade item, which really makes me trust the people that have made this. And just so you know, there's 13 people that have this in their cart right now.
Ew.
The webpage is telling me. So it's I don't have a picture of this. I do have a picture of a few of the other things, but there's a feedback of 15 reviews. Let's see what we got here. Fantastic, super fast delivery, genius idea. They smell gorgeous too.
Nice.
But it smells a lot better than shit, right?
I'm being called away for a second, so I'll be right back.
All right, Big B is going away. I bought the mixed remnants bag and got a good selections of fabric pieces that I can use in my jewelry. That makes no sense. Love it. Comes in a gorgeous little bag. Smells beautiful. Really fast delivery. Now, no one's talking about what this thing feels like when it goes up your ass.
So have it in the bath.
Well, yes, it's a bath bomb is something that you drop in the tub, and it usually makes bubbles or something nice for you. This one is a butt plug, and no one makes mention of how it dissolves nicely in your ass.
Yeah, I suppose it could be. I mean, if you've got a big bath, you know, like where.
What does it matter how big your bath is? You're sticking this thing up your ass, and I'm assuming it dissolves.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to be. What I'm saying is, you wouldn't want to be on your own sticking it up your ass. I mean, I wouldn't want to stick it up my ass in it anyway. But if I did, I wouldn't want to be there on my own doing it.
Well, who would you do it with? One of these maids?
Well, get a few. I don't know. I'm going to keep my mouth shut on this one, I think.
I think I'm going to send you one for Christmas, and you can report back. It's I don't know how to explain it. My wife does these things, and I felt really bad. My wife came down. She brought me some beers, wanted a kiss. I'm like, I can't do that on here. We're not that kind of a show. This isn't Pornhub. Anyway, these things go in the tub, Stu, and they dissolve.
Yeah, but they dissolve up your ass, yeah?
Well, this particular one dissolves up your ass.
Yeah.
I wonder if Al the announcer would try it out for us. We'll have to send him a couple. Sitting in the tub, listening to Cave Crew Radio. A dissolvable butt plug up your ass. All right, how about this one? I thought this was kind of cool too. We're looking for gifts that people that have everything. How about the Moss of the Month Club? You can get a 12-month subscription of moss that will be delivered right to your house for a loved one, an enemy, a coworker, whatever. These are almost gone. There's only 3 left, folks. They're $132 a year for 12 different mosses. For the Guardian.
What you do with it?
It's moss. It's like a plant. I imagine.
Where'd you put it?
Well, I don't know where moss usually grows. I'm not a moss aficionado or whatever you want to call it, but it's a. They're suggesting maybe terrariums. 152 people have subscribed to this and bought it already. The Moss of the Month Club. I think that's something you might like. You could put that out at the allotment.
Moss is free, isn't it?
Well, I imagine it would
grows everywhere.
Listen, Stu, we've covered people before that have mailed potatoes with messages on them, that will mail dog shit. Like, you know, this is just someone, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, that has come up with this. And I mean, for the person that has everything, why buy him a tie or underwear? Buy him the Moss of the Month Club.
Yeah.
Big B better get back for urine stench jelly. This I have a picture of. Hang on a minute, folks. This one, we've all talked about Stu's half Christmas tree. Do you have that up, by the way?
No, I've got to go up in the attic and get it down.
These are not cheap, but apparently the new fad of Christmas is an upside down Christmas tree. I have it up on the screen there. I don't know if I'm feeling Poseidon Adventure or Omen right now.
Are you actually meant to hang this from the ceiling then?
Well, the one on the left is hanging from the ceiling, but the one on the right is mounted at the bottom.
So it makes a lot of sense.
How does it make sense, Stu? It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
It's a space saver.
Why? Because
it actually looks better. No, because I don't know about, well, in America and stuff like that, got bigger houses maybe, but here in the UK, the average house, you know, isn't really that big. And when you put a Christmas tree in your front room, it can take up the whole room. Hence why I've got half a Christmas tree.
half the Christmas tree. You have to get that picture back up again.
But if you hang your tree, it actually doesn't take up too much room, really. I mean, I was going to say it doesn't dominate the room. It still dominates the room, but
I literally feel when I look at this picture that I'm either I feel like Gene Hackman in the Poseidon Adventure, and I'm ready to jump and turn that pipe off, or Roddy McDowell who falls down the flume and drowns. I don't think I could do that. Look at the picture on the fucking left. It's a beautiful living room, and the tree is hanging upside down. I think it's ridiculous. Big B, do you?
Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I'd rather have a room full of half Christmas trees stuck to the wall than an upside down fucking Christmas. Where are you going to put the presents? Are you going to put the presents on the ceiling too? Are you going to scotch tape them to the ceiling?
About the presents. You've got more room on the floor to build your presents up.
Wait, no.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so wait, let's take a look because you get a better perspective of the tree on the left, right? So the tree on the left is almost hanging down to the floor where the star is almost on the floor. So you got about 2 feet. You got about 2 feet between the star and the floor. What the fuck are you saving? That's the dumbest thing ever.
Well, you've got more. Christmas tree can go in the center of the room and you can still see around it.
The next thing you know, he's going to come back to us and tell us he's bought one of these fucking things.
I guarantee
Christmas tree.
I guarantee you, he's not going to buy one of these things. He's going to mount his fucking half Christmas tree to the ceiling. It's going to be sideways up on the ceiling, so it's not hanging down. It's hanging across the ceiling because it's a half one. Look, it's a space saver. It's on the fucking ceiling.
It is the most stupid thing I've ever seen in my life. Yet these things are selling for like $1,000.
$1,000? Are you fucking kidding me?
No. Pounds. That's my top. If you buy it in January, 40 quid.
They'd have to pay me to get one of those things. It's stupid. Who's doing this?
Now, millennials, snowflakes. It's got to be.
It has to be.
Now, listen though. I want to. What if you had a real one? Could you imagine the mess the pine needles would make?
If there's a real one upside down?
Yeah.
Well, it would be the same. Well, I guess it would be kind of the same mess as it is normally, right side up.
Hanging. Maybe they'd live longer though. Perhaps they live longer.
Okay, how would you water it?
I have no fucking idea. I don't climb up to my ceiling to do my ceiling fans.
But if you had a real Christmas tree upside down on your ceiling, obviously, when you have a real Christmas tree right side up, you put the water in the base, and the tree trunk sucks it up. What are you going to do? But
can't you see the picture? They've got a copper pipe that's covered with tinsel leading behind that mirror.
Fucked.
That's how it's mounted. That's not a pipe for water.
No, it is. It's a pipe for water.
No,
it's going
that's
up
the cord that plugs the fucking lights into the wall.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
It's not a copper pipe that waters the fucking. It's an artificial tree.
Does it come from the bathroom? Are they breaking open the wall and running copper pipe from the fucking toilet main or the fucking sink valve into the tree?
And then it looks like they got a fern growing on top of the bottom of the fucking tree. Anyway, this one's even better, guys. This was my favorite. This will be the last one before we go. Hang on, let me find it here. Let me get a picture for you guys. All right. Did you know? And look, only reason I know is because someone sent this to us. Okay. You can buy used real sex dolls.
Used real sex dolls.
I don't know the regular price of these things, but they're going for US $109.35. US 358.76. They get into great explanations of these things. Size 140 centimeters.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Only used once. Dishwasher safe. Okay. My wife just brought me beer. I think I'm on her cool side. She's in the holiday spirit. Everything's going fine at my end, guys. But in all seriousness, if you're gonna splurge on a sex doll, get yourself one right out of the wrap.
Who in their right mind would buy a used sex doll?
And
it's got disease written all over it.
But here's
I don't think it has. The vagina comes out, doesn't it?
I don't know. Does it?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? It's broken in for you? It's all the they're out. It's not like
the vagina. I think you can actually just send off for they're like a cartridge, essentially. So you pull it out, stick it in the dishwasher with your Sunday dinner, and excuse me. But yeah, they just pop out, stick a new cartridge in, and you're away.
So it's like staples from a stapler. When it gets run out, you just put a new rack in or a new row in. What? How does this work? Does it have an eject button on the asshole? Is that what that is?
You seem to be the resident expert on this. So, did like all of the orifices like come out so you can put them in the dishwasher, or do you have to fold the whole doll up?
I'm no expert on it, but I would imagine.
I sure know a lot about it.
The vagina comes out like a sort of like a wedge of cheese, like a sort of triangular thing, and you just pull it out, put it in the dishwasher, and then stick the new one in.
Did you just
ready to
a
go?
wedge of cheese?
Yeah, do you know like a sort of triangular thing?
Yeah,
like a slice of pie.
At what point does it become wide, and at what point does it become narrow? Because I prefer my vaginas like nice and tight all the way through. And if I'm going to bounce off the walls, listen, if I'm going to bounce off the walls, I don't expect it in the second thrust. I want to know right off the bat that I'm in for a loosey-goosey and I'm going to have an air-conditioned ride.
And my question is with this, if that is the case, right? So it has to have an eject button somewhere. So if you're in the process of fucking your sex doll and you accidentally hit the eject button, what happens? It slings back into your crotch and your dick gets broken, and you got plastic pussy lying on one side, you got fucking the rest of the fucking robot on the other side. You're in the middle bleeding with big fucking black and blue balls. Is that how this works? You get a little rough with it and it just snaps back on you?
Yeah, and then the wife comes home and she's like, honey, why are you walking funny?
Yeah, just imagine that call to the doctor.
Yeah, well, sweetie, understand it was golf day today, and I hit myself in the nuts with a 9-iron. I like it.
Right.
I'm just imagining.
I'm saying you've got to admit that, the bygone years of where they had like the blow up.
I don't have to admit anything. I don't have to admit anything in your imagination. What you're telling me is if the doll starts to overheat, there's a mechanism and that thing's gonna fucking fly out at the speed of fucking Halley's Comet.
Back in the day, they'd have a generic blow-up doll.
Back in the day of the sex
doll, like that. It's got big lips and all that. That's an advance in technology. And if you walked into a bathroom, unbeknown to you, and that was sitting there on the side there, when you went in for a piss, you'd lock the door, and that's there, and it's gone to you. Hey, big boy. No. Do you fancy some fun? And then you turn your head, you lock the bathroom door, and you think, fuck it. Yeah, why not?
What is he talking about? A glory hole? Is he talking about glory holes? I have no idea.
It's not glory hole, is it?
I think he's bringing it back to Matt Lauer in his bathroom now. He's got a button in the bathroom to lock the door to fuck a robot, I think.
Is that what this is? Big guy to you while you're in the fucking loo. That's called.
I would say, listen, I would say don't knock it until you tried it.
I'm just
Really?
gonna let my wife bring me beers, and I'm going to sit here.
Come on, look at it. But if you look at that picture that you put up earlier, quite nice. Look at it.
What the?
Let's be honest. We're all a bit pervy, aren't we?
I have no urge to do anything with a silicone doll. Stop,
but you would.
Don't say we when you're saying things like this, Stu. It's you.
Yeah.
It's not we.
Come on.
Big B, can he speak for you on this? Like, I mean, are you sitting there waiting for a glory hole or a silicone doll?
No, it's nothing to do with glory holes. But if you walked in, men are of the minute, aren't they? In a minute.
Yeah, I have a hand.
You walk in. No, but you walk. Just for instance, you haven't had anything for a few days or whatever, maybe a few weeks or months, and then you walk in, you see that, and you think, "Fuck it, I'll just go." Yeah, why not?
You just jump on that doll. Now, Stu, since you're the one that, and God bless you for being honest. Which hole would you go for first? Would you would you fuck her up the ass, or would you be a gentleman in missionary style that ejecting pussy?
I'd be a wham bam thank you man in the missionary style, I think.
Oh fuck.
Oh my god.
Or would you
quick
would you lean her doggy style and fuck her while you're looking up your upstairs window at the council? Oh,
when he puts on his Maria wig and starts fucking the doll.
Maria, you're just all right, guys. Look, that's been a lot of fun, but I'm watching the clock here, and we really do. And I think perhaps a lot of people are here now, guys. I got to tell you out there in listening, watching land, and of course you two. I'm gonna try and play a video. We've never tried and done that before, live on air. We'll see how it works. But I do have a few things to address about Choo Choo Mania. It's been rampant. We have to deal with it, Big B, and clear the air.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. So let's call into a session. Man, there's so many fucking buttons to push around this place. Let's call into session the highest court of urine stench alley.
The highest court of urine stench alley is now in session.
All right. The magistrate, DK here. Big B.
Yes.
I mean, you were there. Stu was there. I'm assuming everybody listening and watching was there. I know Stu is left now. Oh, there he is. I thought he went to glory hole. Probably put a glory hole for the Indian in his basement. All right. So 17-6. Stu was the winner.
17-16.
17-16. Sorry, it was a 1-point game.
Yes.
The first thing I want to call into, because we basically broke the internet with this, and I mean, I knew we were going to do it because here we had two very popular internet streamers, podcast, radio hosts, whatever we call ourselves these days,
right,
facing off against each other. Both were awesome sports, but the first thing that came into question was event number 1.
Right.
Which was the beer chugging contest.
Yes.
And I pulled the video. I hope this works. Let's see here. I'm going to switch over. And this is the video of the beer chugging contest. So everyone watch closely. If you haven't formed an opinion yet, either way, watch closely and we will debate this in a second.
Finish chugging, lift your beer up.
Yes.
Lift it up so we know that you're done, so we can choose the winner.
Yes. Yes, I agree with CJ. Turn the bottle upside down.
Upside down, yeah.
Yeah, and nothing. Yeah.
Over your head.
Over your head, yeah. So
Okay.
that'll be a little bit of beer on your head will be the easiest thing that happens to you tonight. Trust me. All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Chug. Here we are, Big B. Oh, Ripka spilled some. Stu's doing good over there too. Look at that. Oh, and CJ's, he's pouring a little bit on his head. So is Stu. Oh my God, this could be a photo finish. What did you see there, Big B?
What I saw was Stu. Stu was the clear winner. CJ still pouring stuff over his head. Stu was done very quickly.
Vomiting. Okay, and then Stu even vomited for us, which was beautiful.
Right.
Here's the thing. People are saying. They're saying he didn't open the beer. It didn't sound like a normal beer when he opened it. There was no foam. Stu, what is your response to this? Because you've been given these cryptic responses to on Facebook.
There's nothing cryptic. I just, people lose and they want to blame someone why they lost. They want to find the excuse, oh, I was off that day, or if only this, if only that. And then they look at the other person, yeah, he was wearing heavier gloves than me or whatever. I won fair and square. Don't like to boast about it too much.
Well, I'm gonna bring a few things into question. You're getting my blood boiling here, but let's stick to the beer for just 1 second. Big B, upon review, are you still sticking to that? I mean, there was no foam.
Right.
It was a dark bottle, but I mean, most beers do come in a dark bottle. So,
well, let's now. I've seen the videos that CJ has made and his argument, and I know what I saw. I've seen the video that you just played repeatedly. Let's take this one at a time, right? It was a dark bottle. Nobody cares. The bottle has nothing to do with anything, so that goes thrown out the window. Nobody gives a shit. A dark bottle, clear bottle, cares. 2, CJ's big thing was, and I guess that video where he showed that clip was that it took Stu less time to chug a beer than whatever he said, to pour it out or whatever, or he was making it seem like he is the king of chugging and he does it the fastest. Well, that's not necessarily true. Everybody can chug at different speeds and whatnot. So I don't buy it that Stu did it unnaturally fast. He chugged what was in the bottle.
He said he was pouring it out. I don't think it was a sleight of hand, a Jedi mind trick.
No, not pouring it out. What he's talking about is the time.
I think
what CJ is saying is if he just took a bottle and dumped it out, right, and timed that against Stu chugging, it would take more time to pour it out than what Stu did chugging, and I don't buy that.
Well, I can buy that if you just took a bottle and just held it straight up. Take longer to come out because you haven't got the airflow. You need to have a bit of airflow going in it.
But where was the foam, Stu? Is I think where the controversy is beginning. I think they're saying they didn't see you open the beer. They also there was no foam. Like even when you dumped it on your head, Big B, there should have been a little bit of leftover foam.
I have to say that I did let the air get to my beer before I chugged it, so it breathed before, so there was no opening of my bottle.
It's not a bottle of fucking wine. You don't breathe beer,
but you do if you want to win a chugging contest. You want to get the gas out, and that's what I did.
you know,
there was nothing in the
look,
rules.
And if you did do that, there's no rule against it. It was just chugging a beer.
You can't breathe a fucking beer. Like there's no. It's not a fucking bottle of wine that you open up and let sit and you know smell cherries and fucking nuts out of it. It's a fucking beer.
Right, but here's the thing, right? When you open it, the gas inside the beer, right, will make the contents bubble a little bit. And if you open it, immediately start chugging, those bubbles are going to expand upon themselves. If you open the beer and let it sit, all of that gas leaves the bottle. There's no more bubbles in there. So when you chug, you're just chugging straight beer. You're not creating bubbles. And if you do it right, you're not creating bubbles as you chug because you open your throat and just let it go down your throat. You're not even like sucking on it.
So what you're basically saying, Stu, is that you drank a flat beer. How long was that beer exactly open before you chugged it?
Well, an hour or so.
Now, was it not explicit in the instructions? I believe it was Big D that said it. We didn't watch the entire video. We have to go back, but said, gentlemen, open your beer.
Yeah, well, I did put the lid
no
back
point
on.
Can we say you could let it sit there for a day so it tastes like cat piss?
No, I did put the lid back on it because it was a screw top. It was the bad screw tops.
So we're not.
To be clear, opening the beer bottle wasn't part of the exercise, right? I wanted to do that to make sure they both had their beer open, so when we said go, they can just start chugging. They're not opening the beer and then chugging. So, you know, one person has it open, one person doesn't. I said, open your beer so we know both beers are open. They're ready to be chugged to try to make it fair as far as time goes.
So what was the point of putting the lid back on, Stu? I guess that's my next question here.
Well, so I didn't spill it.
You're obviously trying to play dumb foolery on everybody here.
No, I didn't go like that and say, here's my bottle of Bud and I'm doing a lid. I just put it on. I thought, well, I don't want the cat sniffing it or whatever. So I put the lid back on, which is, I've got one here. Look, and this one hasn't sat for hours.
Did you just say you didn't want the cat sniffing it? This is why I don't have. I don't mean to get sidetracked here and laugh, but
my dog loves beer as well, so that's why.
But now, is there anything in that bottle?
I thought they didn't have twist top in England.
Yeah, this one there is. Yeah, this is a full bottle.
That's a full bottle of beer.
All right, I can see. Can you chug that for us? You have.
I can, but.
This is taking much longer than the original.
Well, there's no competition now, so he's just.
Well, I realize that, but you think he's proven a point now?
So yeah, nothing came out.
Foam coming out of that damn thing, though.
Sorry,
he's gonna vomit again.
My headphones come out.
I don't know.
I really don't like chugging beer.
Yeah, well, okay. Let's put the beer aside, Big D.
Wait, that's an. And you probably, I've got another full one here of Budweiser.
Yeah,
and putting them side by side, you can't really tell. I would imagine what has got liquid in and what hasn't got liquid in.
Can you do me a favor? Can you chug that other one too? I just want to see one more view. Just chug one more for us.
Well, I can open it up. I'll start chugging it.
Yeah, give us a chug. We just want to see. Yeah. Okay, so he's not really lifting it vertically.
Right. This isn't competition. If you look at the video,
if he didn't puke,
if you look at the video, it was much higher when he was chugging it.
No, but if he didn't puke last week, he's going to puke this week. All right, I'll move on from
not anymore.
I've got the rest of my case before me here. I'll move on from the beer. I presented my information. I'll leave it up to our Facebook and Twitter fans and all our listeners and the people in the chat. We played the video. You saw it. I am a little skeptical, Stu. You know I was cheering for you, but fuck, I'm getting a little pissed off here because Then we got into the. I mean, the trivia was okay. I mean, there's no way to dance around your trivia.
Hold up, let's just stay on the beer chugging 1 minute, right?
Fuck, we don't have all night here to
You
talk
seem
chugging. You're gonna have to.
You seem to be an expert on it. Yeah. So how about putting your money where your mouth is? And we have you up for competition doing it.
Are you challenging me to Choo Choo Mania?
Exactly.
Ooh, this could be interesting.
I'll get back to you about that in a minute, Stu, because now I'm getting angry. Because before all this shit on Facebook started, I wasn't even really mad about the beer thing. That kind of passed. That was like a you know, kind of a fun event, like you know, pop a balloon at the carnival type of thing. And then we did the trivia, and unless Big B was feeding Stu the answers, I think everything was pretty fair there.
Well, Stu didn't get any one right,
but
CJ got one right.
Well, that could have been a fucking setup too on your part. But anyway, listen.
That was
then we get to the prank call. No, I want to talk about the PIZZA. So, again, the message was very clear. The whole thing of the
wasn't very clear, was it?
Let me finish, Stu, before you just drink the rest of your fucking beer, water, lemonade, whatever the fuck it is. Listen, the idea of the prank call is that you spell the ingredient, and part of the fun was the person on the other line had to like receive what you were saying and respond, not say, "Can I have some pepperoni, some PEPPZZG?" I don't even think you spelt it right.
Well, I must have misheard what you said. And
you were just drunk from chugging the fucking beer, I'm sure. But then Big B comes along, and this is where I'm at. I don't mean to do this to you, Big B. You and I have been here since day one.
Right.
You're giving partial points to this guy.
Well,
because he named more ingredients. Of course he named more ingredients. Fucking Ripka was pulling a fucking Academy Award prank call.
No.
And again, CJ did a great prank call, but let's look at the rules. And if you, I'm sure you don't have it ready, but if you listen back to the announcer Al's description of the event, right?
Yeah, I'll find it. You keep shit in the audience, and I'll find it.
All right. So announcer Al's description of the event was that you have to make a prank call, and all the ingredients you have to spell. He doesn't say you can't say it.
No.
Well, was it event 3 or 4 by then?
It was.
I just took it.
I think it was 3. I think it was 3.
But I didn't know that prank call was coming up. I didn't know I was going to do any prank calls.
Of course you didn't know it was coming up. That's the fucking thing of Choo Choo Mania.
Yeah, but I just went with the rules. I just abided by the rules.
If it's 3, I have it here. Hang on.
I think it was 3.
Okay, let's see here.
Okay.
Yes, it's 3. Okay.
What's that noise? A phone? Perhaps it's time for a prank call. Gentlemen, this is event number 3, and it's worth 5 points. You're both going to call a pizza shop and place an order. Sounds easy enough, right? Well, there's one problem. Anytime you mention pizza or any ingredient, I need you to spell it. Can I get some CHEESE on my PIZZA? Anyway, good luck, boys. The judges will choose who is best. Now, over to you, guys.
Now let's roll that back for a second, right? He says
I lost it.
He says whenever you mention an ingredient, you have to spell it. So you have to mention it first. So by that saying, whenever you mention pizza, You have to spell pizza. So I mentioned, okay, so I would like a pizza, P-I-Z-Z-A.
No.
That's mentioning it and spelling it.
It did.
So
he said every time you mention an ingredient. Chris never mentioned any ingredients.
Of course not, because he did it perfect. He should have got 25 points for that fucking call.
I was just going by what Al said. Anytime you mention an ingredient, you have to spell it. So I did. I mentioned an ingredient, cheese, and I spelt it.
And there was no specification that says you can't say the ingredient.
Bigby, I often think of you as a very intelligent person.
Yes.
What is, and next week I'm going to play Maddie's The Man of 1,000 Voices pizza call, which inspired this event.
Right.
He did it.
I've heard that as well.
Did it exactly like CJ. And,
right, but
and that's the fun of it, is the person on the other end has to go, oh, they're saying cheese or they're saying pepper.
Did you send that?
Coming up with who the fuck puts tuna on a pizza?
Well, they do. The tuna and olive and onion.
So if you want to use Maddie's phone call, that's fine. That wasn't used as an example for the competition.
All right, you're right. But in
so disregard that. The rule, the as stated by announcer Al, when you mention an ingredient, you have to spell it. So you have to. So even it's not even like CJ didn't say pizza and then spell pizza. He did a great phone call, no doubt about it. He did a phenomenal phone call. But within the rules, Stu did follow the rules. He didn't break any rules by saying it and then spelling it.
Also, though,
CJ should have lost points.
Wait a minute. I'm on a roll here. Mm-hmm. I do believe. In the recording, he also said 5 points goes to the winner, not 2 points for an honorary liberal snowflake. You showed up and you did an okay job award.
Okay, so then if that's the case, then CJ loses those 5 points and the extra 3 go to Choo Choo because Stu did 12, CJ did 8.
But CJ was stringing this. All right, I'll let that go. Now I'm going to move on to my next one.
Of course you'll let it go because I won.
Fuck off.
The stipulation was whoever gets the biggest number of ingredients spelt out is the winner.
That was your stipulation after the event started.
But you have to make it a number. You can't just say, "Well, I think Stu had a better call. I think CJ had a better call," because that leads to that leaves it open to interpretation. If you have a solid number, now I'm a numbers guy. Remember, if you have a number to back up the competition, where CJ had 8 ingredients, Stu had 12. Stu is the clear winner. Everybody was up in arms about that, so I gave CJ the 5 points, but I gave Stu 2 points because he actually did win the event.
So you're telling me you think Stu won that event?
If you want to go strictly by the number, yes.
But we also said, I do believe we said at some point, the judges' decisions are final.
Right, and I was the judge.
Oh, you're the judge.
Well, you wanted me to do all the scoring. That's what we said before we went on air. Who's going to judge it and who's going to score? You wanted me to do it.
They can't do the scoring and not be the judge.
Okay, now, Big B, I didn't have so much of a problem with you to start this whole thing off, but now you're starting to stink worse than Stu.
Wait, we agreed before we went on air. I specifically asked who is going to judge and do the scoring. Do you want to do it or do you want me to do it or both? You said, I want you to do it because you have to do all the button pushing and, getting, everything in the right order and produced.
I mean, I wanted you to write down the score. It wasn't like I wasn't paying attention and having fun with the rest of the people. Do you want
a mind reader
yourself? I thought we were a team.
Am I a mind reader now?
Oh,
I have to understand what you thought, what you might have interpreted that to be. well, I got to go take a piss. Does he really mean he has to take a piss, or does he want to take a drink and take a break? And I don't know. I go by what you said. You said you wanted me to do the scoring and the judging. Okay, so I did.
All right. So anyway, let's get to the next thing because we're quickly running out of time here. Then, the take the bait. Yeah, CJ got the points. Stu didn't because Stu doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, apparently, and let us all down in our own game in his own arena.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to the UFO call.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the fuck Stu was doing there.
Right, but he didn't get any points.
He got a call back. So I've mentioned 3 events. And you already told me CJ won the other 2.
Right. I gave for the UFO call, Stu got nothing. I even said that on air. Stu got nothing. CJ got 5.
Well, guys, I love you. We've had a great show tonight. I've pissed my pants. I've laughed. I've had everything. But I'm telling you, Stu, I'll answer your ring to the bell. I'll take a Choo Choo Mania. A perfect time, I think, would be somewhere around Super Bowl or around then. And I'll take you on, and I'll do you one better because Big B, I love you, I respect you, but you've crossed the line. You're a dirty judge. In my opinion, in the opinion of the cave dwellers, and I'm going to get a partner, and in 2 weeks at the Christmas party, I'll bring my partner in, and we'll do a Choo Choo Mania tag team.
So you're saying that you want to go against myself and Stu, the champion, the Choo Choo Mania champion, and the judge extraordinaire. That's perfectly fine. Bring whoever you want in. You will lose.
I'm telling you right now. And we will bring in for this event. And I want to agree to this right now, loud and clear.
Mm-hmm.
2 completely impartial hosts of that show.
Yeah, you can bring it in now or something. Is it?
They will choose the events. It's not going to be. It's not going to be a Stu. I didn't know this was going to happen because that's part of the fun of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my mystery partner.
Yeah.
Against you and Stu with 2 completely impartial hosts. And I will say right now, the judges' decisions are final.
Well, the judge's decision was final in Choo Choo Mania, but you choosing not to accept it and CJ choosing not to accept it, I can't help that. So if the judges, how's it going to be different if we go up against each other and me and Stu win? Are you going to complain again that the judge's decision isn't final now? To me, it's just sore losing. That's all it is.
I will accept the final ruling of the judges in that event because I think we'll get a partial to Cave Crew judge, and we'll also have a partial outsider. These events, I don't know. I've already once we schedule it, I'm going to call a sick day the next day. I'm ready to go on a limb. I will vomit on screen. I'll shit my pants on screen. I don't care what I have to do.
How many times do I need to win before you accept that I am the champion?
I invented you.
You know what, Stu?
This is what you got to accept, Choo Choo Stu. I invented you. You were a lowly train driver looking out your upstairs window before I gave you this opportunity. And if you're going to turn on me now,
I'm Frankenstein's monster,
buddy.
Stu, don't worry about it. See, DK feels threatened apparently by you because you are the champion. So what'll happen is you will maintain the champion's belt for Choo Choo Mania, and then you and I will carry the tag team title for Choo Choo Mania, whatever event this is going to be called.
Gloat it as long as you can. Now the agreement is, guys, look, we had a great show tonight. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of laughs. We always do. Great thing about friends who disagree is, put it behind us, settle it the way it's going to be settled. We got to carry out our show like normal. But I'm telling you right now, Stu, and it's only because it's the end of the show and I'm losing my mind. I'm going to destroy you just like I created you. In a snap of a finger, I called you Choo Choo Stu, just like that song.
No, you may have created me. You may have created me.
Yeah,
very easily.
I'll play that song for you. You played it on that damn little mandolin or whatever it is.
Don't worry, Stu. He may have named you, but you're the one that brings your own character. You're the one that has the stories. He just named you. He just wants full credit. Don't worry about it. We will take him and his mystery partner down whenever this event happens. It's not going to be
bring his wife in or something like that.
It's something. It'll be something. Don't worry about it, Stu. Yeah. You and I will have the tag team title, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, but there's no worries on my behalf.
The Christmas party, by the way, folks, we do it every year. I don't even know if I'm going to show up this year. Is Thursday, December 14th. It's our office Christmas party. Anybody that's been a part of the show, we always invite them by to come and have a beer with us and have a few laughs. Eric and our British friend who just had a child. By the way, Big D, he messaged me the other day and says he has some great stories to tell us.
Who's this?
The English guy who owns the hockey team.
Okay.
Said he has some great stories about being a new father, an Englishman in New York.
Yes, Patrick. Yeah, he definitely wants to come back.
Yeah, and Maddie, the man of 1,000 voices. Maybe he's my partner.
What about the girls of the Cave Crew?
Oh yes, we do have a yes. Thank you, Stu. Good to see you're paying attention for a change. We do have the Cave Crew family is going to start to build. Al, the announcer, you've been hearing a lot of them lately. Him and I are going to be doing a show. It's mainly going to be a Facebook Live based show, but we will record on podcasts. We are going to be talking to podcasters. All the people we listen to and laugh about and have fun with, we're going to get their real story. We're going to get to the point on Distraction Point. And then...
Will you have Alex Cardinale on?
No, that's one guy that...
Please have him on.
He's probably going to be your manager.
Please have him on.
We may have him on.
No, we would never have him as a manager. We would have Jeremy Stellhorn.
Oh, there you go. goes to show your character right there. Anyway, so we've got that, and then we've got a really fun show because I looked at the demographics of the Cave Crew Radio page, and we really have a lot of women, and you're always getting the man's point of view from myself, Choo Choo Stu, Big B. Girls of the Cave, Maria Mayer, the famous horror novelist, former mortician, and her two daughters will be doing a show, and it will be airing before us on the show and also be available for download as well. And much more fun coming up. Anyway, guys, it is that time. We need to agree to disagree and get along for the next few weeks. I need to, I've got a few people in mind. There's a bitter loser. There's Matty. I mean, he's amazing. There's Alton Guerrero. He's fantastic on camera as well. I have some choices to make. I need to get back and think about what I'm going to do here.
You think about that and know you're going up against the unbeatable team of myself and Choo Choo Stu.
Fuck. I should just do it by myself. I should do a handicap match.
You want to get beat that bad? I mean, come on.
It's time, guys. It's that time. We haven't done it in a few weeks because we've been all
going to start to get embarrassing, really. But okay. If you're okay with it,
I'm okay with it.
Just again, Stu, you've been on vacation through all this, so you better book some time off. I know I'm going to book this.
I mean, to be honest, I keep myself fighting fit. I don't need to take any time off.
All right. It's the time of night where we got to pick the name of the show. I've had mine since very early. I'm going to give it to you right off the bat this week, folks. I have a cross-dressing ballroom dancer. Stu, did you even bother to take any notes? In the chat room, we have the pussy wedge.
Okay, well, I have got a plastic pussy and the ballroom dancer.
Okay, so we're close. Big B?
I was going in a completely different direction, and I was going to say the fallout of Choo Choo Mania.
It's a little too obvious.
Yeah, no, that's and that's I kind of like the what you said, the whatever it was.
I like a cross-dressing ballroom dancer. Again,
Yeah,
you guys know me, even though we're on opposite sides of walking the plank right now. We got the pull-out pussy. We're getting all kinds of great. They're all going back to those rentable used dolls. I don't remember when it came up, but I wrote it down, and I think Maria said it. I'm going to stick with a cross-dressing ballroom dancer. If I can get one vote, we can close the show.
I agree with that. That's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll cover that as well.
All right. So there you go, folks. A cross-dressing ballroom dancer. I guess there's a lot more excitement coming to the cave in the next little while. Stay tuned for the office party in a couple weeks. Until then, Big B, as cordial as I am, tell us when we can hear Metal Thunder Radio.
Metal Thunder Radio is live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Cave Crew Radio. And it is also replayed every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on Mile High Radio. So check us out then.
Mile High Radio, a great place to be. Stu, you should start a podcast about like broadcasting from your upstairs window. Until next week, folks, this is Cave Crew Radio. We love you, and we'll see you soon. Tell a friend. And if you wonder what all these videos we're talking about, go to the Facebook page and just type in Cave Crew Radio. We're there.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!